All right, guys, welcome to our team call. Great to see so many faces, and I can't wait to hug so many of you in warm Phoenix this week. I saw people posting it's going to be in the upper 60s, so that'll just be so nice for some of us that have been dealing with cold and rain and gray. We're going to be excited for some sunshine and great weather. So welcome to the call. When people were just hopping on, definitely love to see new faces on our call every week. So please make sure that not only are you guys getting on, but that you're letting your teams know about it, because nothing at all gets us more fired up than energy from you. And I was congratulating Emma George before you guys all got on, brand new consultant on our team. I was there to watch her get started last week, met her for the first time. So congratulations, Emma. And this is a place for us to shout it out. Recognize your team in ISA for Wealth. If you've got rank advancements on your team, someone that's, I've got a birthday cake promotion going on there. So if you've enrolled 2 people in January, you got your email that said, congratulations, you earned a free birthday cake shake. Make sure you screenshot that. Find my post in ISA for Wealth, because I'm doing a drawing for everyone that earned that birthday cake. And I have something in mind that's pretty good. So I want to make sure you guys don't miss out on that. You've got the month, so we've got some time, but make sure you and then your team members have posted in there. All right, so a couple quick kind of housekeeping New Year kickoff things I want to share with you guys. First of all, make sure if you're going to the event, you've downloaded the app, you've gotten the event all ready to go, so you've got that. Sometimes they send messages to us. It's just a great way to know the agenda and all of that. And then also be sure you're in our HHP events page, because there we'll talk about maybe meeting up. People will share what they're doing if they're hiking or different things they're doing. So let us know, be in that group, and you can comment and post in there. Also, Lisa has an ISA Runners run on Friday morning, correct, Lisa? At 5:45? All right. And are you going to post in the HHP event page also? I know it's in the ISA Runners page.
I can, yeah.
Do you mind doing that?
Yeah,
just in case anyone's not in there. And then the ISA Body workout is Saturday morning. If you have a ticket for that, we'll see you at that workout. I've heard they're sold out, so there's no more tickets available for that one. All right, so a couple tips while you're at New Year's kickoff. First of all, going into New Year's kickoff, have your goals for the year already mapped out. Have them on paper. Know what you're wanting to do with your business this year, and go into this event knowing what you want to get out of it. I go into each event, whether it's that I need motivation, that I need some great ideas. Maybe I need something to step my leadership up to the next level. Maybe I need to meet someone on a different team. I have a leader maybe that I've already thought about that I want to meet and pick their brain and talk to them and find out what they're doing, because their team is really in momentum. Whatever it is, have a plan and go into this really with high expectations, you guys, because these events are absolute game changers for everyone that goes, if you go in there with full intention on what you want to get out of it. A lot of people come for the culture and the community, which is great, and we know that there's no better culture we love. We can't imagine our life without the energy and the culture of Isagenix. It does get into our blood, but make sure when you're there, you're present. I always tell people, if you're on your phone, make sure it's because you're taking notes or taking pictures of the slides, things like that, but be present. You don't want to miss things. And then always, make sure you're giving your speakers full attention, because you will, even if they're speakers that aren't your cup of tea, you'll get something out of every single presentation that you see. And that should be your mission, is to find one thing. And guys, there's definitely people that I love more than others hearing from, but if someone maybe gets up there and they're not my favorite speaker or presenter, I still don't just shut them out and tune them out and then get on my phone. I still try to find one thing that they say that I can use. And many of you have heard my tip that I always take my notebook, and the very back page, I make my to-do list. And I try to get one to-do item from every single presentation that I hear. If you're going to the science talks, you bring your notebook in there, try to get some ideas, some tips from there, but just go into the event, being present, staying off your phone, listening, taking notes, stay in the room. It always It's never you guys. It's never you guys. But I'm always amazed when I go out to the restroom, all the people out there talking, sitting around in groups, visiting, mingling while there's sessions going on the main stage, when I can barely pull myself away to go to the restroom because I don't want to miss anything. So be someone that is in the room and present. And if you see your team members out in the hallway, tell them to come on in. They don't want to miss anything. ISA Rally, there's going to be a lot of talk about ISA Rally. I am posting in the chat right now a great tracker that Tanya Kirkpatrick, someone on her team, came up with. So those of you that are leading your teams, this might be something you guys want to copy and save to track your team's points. So it's a great tracking spreadsheet already done for you. You don't have to recreate the wheel, so feel free to grab that. All right, last night we finished up our Power of Five, John Maxwell's book on network marketing. We had a little book study group. It was a great group. We ended up with a little under 20 finishing out the call last night, and we had some great tips. And I see Donna Walk is on the phone tonight, and she shared one that she had gotten, and I've seen a couple of our leaders do this. So I wanted to share this tip, share a couple tips, then I've got some people coming on to share. First of all, before I share that one, for new people, I had a Zoom today with someone. She's been on the products forever, but she really hasn't done a whole lot of sharing at all, if any, really. And so for someone like her, I was coaching her and just sharing the easiest way to get started. Like, she was like, where do I even start? Of course, getting your list together and all of those things. But just asking for accountability partners. I said, put yourself out there and tell people you're getting ready to get started on this nutritional program. You've been on and off dabbling with the products for a while, but that you're really wanting to do this and you're looking for accountability partners. For new people, that's a great way to get people interested right out of the gates. Just putting it out there, sharing what you're doing, asking for accountability partners. For some of you, you've been around a while and you've already done that and everybody knows what you're doing. You know, that's me. So last night, Donna was sharing on our call that she put out a post, and it was simply, there was two rules to it, and she was doing a giveaway. Now, this cost money, so this isn't for brand new people and people that don't have the money to invest in something like this, but she did giving away of a sample pack, the $10 sample packs. Most of us have ISA delivery, so shipping is free. And she said there's two rules to giving out this pack. Sign up below just by commenting in the comments, but you cannot already be an Isagenix associate. You can't have an account, and you have to eat the products and let me know. I want to go through it with you and let me know your feedback on the products. And last night, after she just posted it, she had 6 people that she had never enrolled before, never had tried the products before. And now today, she just told me at the beginning of the call, she's up to 10. So yes, there's some cost to that, but for some of you, that might be a great tip. If you've been around for a while and you feel like a lot of people that follow you already know what you're doing, great tip. Put a little extra money aside to do something like that and get some new people to sample products and get the ball rolling on getting them started and getting their own account. All right, next I was going to ask Susan Wheeler to unmute and share what she shared last night on our call, because I did it today. So I took your advice and I did it, Susan. So would you share?
Yay, good job, Cindy.
Yes, I've had 69 messages on Team Z. No one's ahead of me right now, not even Richard. Of course, as soon as I say that, as soon as I say that,
he's going to get to work now.
Yeah,
he's going to get to work.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will, I can actually post it here in the chat. So what I have been doing, Team Z, first of all, I have to say, it's a great accountability tool. And we all know this. It's just something that works. We had done something similar, the Power Hour. I just love how it tracks it. And one of the things that it's so important to remember is that we are finding new people to join our team, but once they get started, they slip through the cracks. You know, we don't need to hold their hand and tell them how to drink a shake every single day, and then we forget about them. But, you know, a lot of times people join us because they want to be in your energy. It's more than just the shakes. Like, why do they join with, one person and not another person? So it's important that we keep in touch with them. And Team Z was a really great reminder for me. And when the special came out, not the first one with the free shipping and the free enrollment, but just the free enrollment, I went back to all of my red people. Those are people that are no longer ordering. And our goal is to get people ordering, right? People that have already used the product. So I sent a message to everyone. Actually, I'm still sending messages. There's a lot of people in there. And then because in between I'm getting them going. But you guys, I've enrolled 5 people just doing that. And the cool thing is, a lot of people have said, oh, I've been thinking about starting again. I've been, now's the time and I'm ready. And so you don't know why they quit before. I didn't overthink it. I was talking even to Cindy, who was like, oh gosh, what, there's some people I don't really think I want to send this to. And we, of course, if somebody, had to be airlifted away from their shake because they got sick, I don't know, you don't want to message them again. But anybody else, people drop off for different reasons. And like they say, everyone's life changes about every 3 months. Something changes in their life. And it could have changed. Maybe they couldn't afford it. Maybe, something else took priority and they took themselves off the priority list. And now they're ready to get back. And I've had people say to me, gosh, I forgot how good I felt. I don't know why I stopped. This is such a reminder. And you know what, you guys, and I'm sure all of you here can attest to the fact that when we started, we felt amazing, right? It was like, oh my gosh, you hear all these things. I felt like unicorns and light bulbs and windows open and all these wonderful things. And then I like to call it the new normal. Then we start feeling the new normal, right? So a lot of people, if they're using our products, and especially if they're not leaders and getting paid, they might not stay on. And 80% of our customer base, our team, are just customers. Not everyone's doing the business. So if they haven't made money with Isagenix, it's not going to take that much to have them drop off. And without our attention, it's going to take even less. And they're going to kind of slip through the cracks and go away. And some of these people I totally haven't really connected with at all. So it was a great reminder of what I need to be doing. Team Z puts customers down every single day. I'm contacting customers. But here's the thing. When Team Z draws your contacts in, if this person is no longer an active customer, they're going to look like a prospect and you've forgotten about them. I mean, I have about 5,000 people on my Team Z. So I'm not going to it's going to take me a long time to get through everyone. So it was just go into your back office and see who has read, okay? Now, I'm going to give one more tip, and I'm going to do this as well. This weekend, after New Year's kickoff, there are going to be some new products. So my recommendation, I haven't come up with a script yet. I need to sit down and think about what I want to say, but I will share my other script with you. But what I want to say is all the zeros on your team, they may still have an active account, but they're not ordering anything. I would recommend that you do the same type of thing to the zeros. That sounds awful, huh? To all the zeros on your team, and let them know, hey, whether you were at New Year's kickoff or, our product just released, our company just released these, products X, Y, and Z. And Cindy, my desktop is a mess. It looks like I've been cleaning, but can I just share my screen for a minute? I just want to show people how to grab the link.
Sure.
Is that okay?
Sure. And then you'll put your script in the chat. While you're doing that, Donna, are you able to either in the chat or unmute and just give us some clarification? Are you having the prospects pay the $10 for the sample pack? I've seen some people ask for the $10. So I just wanted to see what you were doing. No, so you absorb that cost. Okay, guys, so that would be up to you. I've seen some people, charge the $10, and then Donna gave it as a gift. So that would be entirely up to you guys if you want to try the sample pack option. But yeah, like Val said in the chat, $10 for the sample pack. So tax would be your only expense. And then Teoni, our resident accounting girl, said if you absorb the cost, it becomes tax deductible. Thanks, Teoni. You got it, Susan?
Yeah. Okay. Can everyone see this?
Yep.
I don't know if you can see all the mess I've got going on as well, but anyway, let me make this a little bit bigger. All right. So the script that I'm using now, I'm in love with the BIA, and I think it's a new product that a lot of my customers that no longer are that are terminated probably don't even know about. So everyone was curious as how I got the link. So I want to show you how you get the link. Your username.isagenix.com is your website. And maybe you don't use it very often, but that's where you want to grab the link from. So go to your website. My username is susanvwheeler.isagenix.com. So I'm going to go to, I don't know where it is. Let me see. Is it under vitality and well-being? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to click on BIA. And what I'm doing, and see, now this tells all about BIA, right? So you get some real cool stuff about BIA right here. So what I've done is if you just go here and copy, I'm pointing, copy the link at the top of the page, copy and paste this. So when I send you mine, it's going to have my name in it, but you want to send yours. So when they go to your link, they're going to be on your product page. So there won't be any chance of them, going to Isagenix and looking it up and ordering, from who knows who. So that's how you get your link. And that's
awesome.
What I wanted to share.
Awesome. And so what I did, Susan shared her link last night on the call, and I copied the link and I just took her username out and replaced it with mine. And then of course I double checked it to make sure it went to my website. And that's as easy as it was for me.
And the reason I wanted to show it too, because you're not always going to want to do BIA.
Right. And,
when we have our new products. So, one of the things that Teensy encourages us to do is share, share products, share the opportunity. So we get, credit. We have to share so many things. So when I share a product, I will, go to a prospect or whatever, and I share a product link. And that's how I share it from my thing. So that's that you really want to be sure it's your own page that they're doing it from, right?
Right.
So
that's great. Well, thank you.
Okay.
And
I will post the my script for you.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. And guys, what I love to do on team calls is I love having guests all the time and outside of our team as well, but I love to share ideas of things that are working. So obviously this is working for Susan. 5 enrollments in the last few days, you guys. That's unbelievable. And these are people that already had accounts that are coming back. And how exciting. Now she can, take it to the next step and maybe try to get them to share this time around and get their products paid for, because we know if we can get people eating for free, they will stay with us. So another thing that's been working, you guys have heard a lot about ATM, Add Tag Message, and we're going to do a training on that. Tiffany Keller has volunteered to do a training on that. You guys have heard probably Lauren Sims and Jessica Rigner talk and share on that. And basically it's one way to do like a 3-way type of a message. So the other thing that's really working is what my son's team is doing, and they're gonna unmute and share with you guys what they're doing from start to finish on and how they are edifying and getting people on three-ways, getting them, from a direct message to a closing. So if you guys could unmute Team Junto over there, look at they're all together in their office. Hey guys,
What's up?
how are ya?
Doing good.
Good. I can't see Cody. I see Richard. He's trying to beat me now.
He's hitting DMOs.
All right. Yeah, you guys share what you guys are doing, because you guys keep, I know, me busy on three-ways. I'm doing a lot for you and your teams, and you guys are on the phone and on calls so much of the day. So share with everybody what you're doing, because it's really working.
All right. Well, I see a bunch of Team Junta members on, so I just want to shout out Gadi. He's brand new. I see Caden and Taylor and who else? Landry and Lucas and Emily. And I'm sorry if I missed anybody, but Jordan, Kai. Shout out to all you other guys who are here as well. But really cool to see, our team representing. I know for you guys, this is going to be a refresher. This is the first thing we teach you. But for some of you other people watching tonight that don't work with Zoe and I directly, this might be new information. So hopefully it can help you guys, take it to the next level. And as a numbers guy, I just want to show you numbers of how well our system's working. So we implemented this right after celebration in August. I think we had about 1,800 people on our team at that point. Today we have almost 2,100, so we've grown by 300 people since celebration. We had 5 or 6 people registered for New Year's kickoff. Today we have 27 in our downline, and things are just really rocking and rolling. We've promoted 5 or 6 managers and probably 30 consultants using this. And, if that's something you guys could benefit from, get fired up about, then maybe take some notes and pay attention, because this is a really duplicatable, easy way to help new people get started and get results right away. And that's really what our business is built off of. As a product user, get people fast results. They'll order products forever. As a business person, get them to profit as fast as possible, and they'll stick around for a lot longer. And that's what this system is designed to do. And, I'm going to preface by saying this. We'll explain how it works, but there's going to be somebody on here who hears this and thinks really small about it. And they're like, okay, how can I use this to make my next double PIBs, or how can I do this to hit consultant or manager? And if you think that way, it will not work. This is a system based on relationship, and it's about putting people first and building quality connections and relationships with people. We do it in a way that allows us to connect with strangers and help them get started, but it's not just about running through numbers and trying to sell a bunch of strangers a bunch of things really fast. It's about connecting genuinely with strangers, building relationships quickly, and then getting them started with Isagenix, because it's our belief, and I know Richard said this a lot, but there's no value until when?
Until the close.
Yeah, we can't, we can talk how much we love Isagenix. We can talk how great the products are in the comp plan, but we have not actually added value to anyone's life until we close the sale, we open their account, we get them started, right? Before that, it's all talk, and talk gets people nowhere. So what we try to do is get to value as fast as possible. The quicker we can get someone open with Isagenix, the quicker we can actually impact them. The quicker we can teach them personal development, the quicker we can change their health, the quicker we can get them paid. So although this, for some of you guys, this might seem really quick, like how are these guys going from stranger to enrollment in a week or two? Our goal is not just to enroll people. Our goal is to get them enrolled so then we can add value and build a relationship. And there's a great quote that we've kind of lived by, which is, I hope all of your enrollments are one call closes, and then you build an amazing lifelong relationship after that. And I think, a lot of times we can get caught up in building relationships for 3 years before we feel it's right to invite someone to take a look. And we are the opposite of that. Invite quick and then build a relationship. So that's our philosophy. That's the why behind it. And here's how we do it. All right. So I'm going to have these guys help me talk through this, but we're going to go through 7 steps of this system. All right. So if you want to take notes, take notes. The first step is always, always, always be connecting. All right. Always be connecting, because if we're not constantly connecting, then it becomes transactional. Then it's not about relationship. It's not about value. We only have 5 people to talk to. We feel like we have to invite those 5 people. It's pushy. It's salesy. If you're always connecting, always making new connections, you'll never run out of people to talk to. So how you do that is we have 4 or 5 billion people on social media platforms, right? All you got to do is connect and build relationships. So, Richard, what's a good example of a good connection you made recently, and kind of how you go about starting a conversation and building a relationship with people?
All right. Appreciate everyone hopping on it. I see. I'll use my most recent team member, Gadi, as an example. He's an amazing person in his second year, but this is something I actually asked Simon before, because when I first started, I was really struggling with connecting. I was like, okay, how do I really craft a message that they will reply to? How do I really craft? But I'll never know if they'll reply or not. So I just copy and paste one message over and over and over and over again for 1,000 times. I never changed it once. I use the same message and people love it. People love it. I get paragraphs of people replying. So it's very simple. I say, hey, da 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 da. I check out your page. I love the vibe. What makes you you? And then I get paragraphs of people just replying to me. And then that's an instant connection. It's so deep because it really makes people think. And I actually took some time to really thought of a question that I can ask anyone, and regardless of their gender or race, that's a question I find that connects with people very well.
And David Wood teaches it for anybody who goes to the UIA. The best way to build a relationship is to find common ground, right? The faster we can find common ground, the quicker we can have a valuable relationship. So Gadi, is a guy that's way different than Richard. Richard grew up in Taiwan and, is down here in Florida hanging out with. Gadi grew up in Lebanon and goes to school right now in Canada, and they have different interests. But there was common ground there somewhere. And Richard knows that if he goes right to a deep question, really starts conversation, doesn't talk about the weather or random things, he starts a deep conversation, he can find common ground. And of course, they had a great, connection. They built a good relationship online, and now he has a new friend. And if that's all he makes, great, right? All he makes is a new friend, fantastic. And that's how you have to approach connecting online. If you are just viewing it as a numbers thing, like, let me see how many prospects I can find today, you are not going to have results. If you're focused on it, let me see how many new connections I have today, you're going to be great. Because number one, you're going to make friends all over the world, which we have. We have friends on like every continent now except Africa and Antarctica, and even Africa because Gadi was just in Africa. So we have friends all over the world. And, it helps you grow your following. You're connecting with real people who can then follow you and engage with your content and share it with their followers. And if you're always connecting, surely you'll have some conversations that lead to business. And that's what happens sometimes. So step 2 is pop the question. Again, so many people get in this phase where they got to build a relationship, and then they pop the question, right? That's like, that's kind of like, getting married and then asking all the questions later, like how many kids do you want to have, where do you want to live, what do you want to do with your career? Like you're waste 2 years building that relationship. Like you've already been married with that person before you even find out if they're open to what you're doing, right? Before you even find out if they're open to marrying you or being a good spouse, if you guys are like-minded. So that's why we say invite quick and then build a relationship. Let them know you have something that you think can help and then build a relationship. So a great example of that, I'm trying to think of a recent enrollment of mine. I know Richard enrolled a guy in Florida. His name's Dave. And they connected. They found some common ground. Dave's 40 years older than Richard, but they found common ground. And Richard didn't wait forever. He popped the question. He asked if he was open to taking a look. And he wasn't. He said, no, I tried Herbalife back in the day. Thanks for thinking of me, whatever. But they continue to build a relationship because Richard is not just in this for money. He's in this to build relationships. And 2 months later, Dave knew what Richard was doing because he invited him and sent him a video. He knew what was going on. And when he had a health issue that he wanted to improve, he knew who to come to, called Richard. Richard got him started on a basic pack. He's loving the shakes. He's having great health results. And that would not have happened if Richard was still in the rapport building phase. If he was still trying to build rapport and build a relationship, Dave would have probably gone back to Herbalife or went and bought shakes at Costco because he didn't even know Richard had something to offer. So there's so many people you guys are out there connecting with on a daily basis that might not even know you can help them because you're too afraid to pop the question. So just pop the question. Hey, I'm working on something. It may or may not be a good fit for you, but are you open to learning about it, right? Taylor Peters just sent in the chat box, his version, what he says. So there's many ways to do that. And again, don't get so much caught up on the exact words we use. It really is not as important as understanding why we do it. Make friends, number 1. Connect always. Number 2, don't be afraid to pop the question. All right. Then step 3 is scheduling a phone call. All right. So we don't just throw someone in a Facebook page and hope they figure it out. We don't just send a video and hope they follow up with us. We've tried those kind of things. We've learned that the best way to get quick results and the best way to build a relationship is get on the phone. All right. Get on the phone, get offline and start building a relationship because we're building a network. We're young people. We haven't had 40 years of building a network. We haven't had long careers and lived in different cities. If we want to do this and do it fast, we have to connect with social media. And to do that, we need to build relationships. And it's really hard to do that through DM. So getting on a phone call, right? So what we do is we schedule a call. And I don't know, Cody, why don't you give an example of, you have somebody that's interested, open to taking a look, and they say, all right, what's next? Yeah, I'm open to taking, what's next? How do you get someone from, someone that you've never talked to off of Instagram to on the phone with you within 24 hours?
Yeah, definitely. So first, when they say, okay, yeah, sure, I'd love to hear about it. What is it? Like, what the heck are you talking about? Because all I said was it's something really exciting. So they're going to respond, yeah, sure, send it over. Or, what are you actually talking about? So I'll respond and say, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm actually super busy right now, but I could explain on a quick call sometime. Can you chat for a minute later today or tomorrow? So the key thing there is, I like to just express how busy I am to people. I don't want to do business with someone that's just sitting around waiting for them to come to them. So I say, I'm busy right now. I'm out at lunch. I'm taking calls right now. I'm doing other things, but I could explain on a quick call sometime. Can you chat for a minute later today or tomorrow? And when you give them that choice, it leaves them a little more open. Instead of saying, yeah, I can only chat today at 7. Does that work for you? That kind of puts them in a corner. And so I've gone back and forth doing different things. Richard does it where he gives them actual 2 times. So you can say, yeah, I'm busy right now, but I can explain a quick call sometime. Can you chat real quick at 4 p.m. or 8 p.m. today? Or you can just say later today or tomorrow. So moving them from opening up, giving them options for that call. And then we're going to set it up, and I don't know if you want to go into the video part, but
yeah, we'll get there.
Okay, cool. So really just open it up for them, getting that call scheduled, and that you don't just send them videos. You're not going to send them anything. You're just going to tell them you want to chat real quick just for a minute because you are busy.
And certainly someone's going to try this system next week, and they're going to come back to me or come back to mom or somebody and say, like, well, people think it's weird. Like, they don't want to get on the phone. Like why, how do you guys actually get people on the phone? It's not an option. It's not weird if you don't make it weird. We don't make it weird. Hey, I'm working on something exciting. You're open to taking a look. They say, yes, sure. Awesome, great. When are you free to connect on a quick call? I got some time tomorrow and I have some time Friday. Which works better for you? And that's just the way it is, right? If you contact a dentist office and say, hey, I want a cleaning, they're going to say, great. I can get you in Thursday or I can get you in Friday. Which looks best for you? They're not going to say, okay, well, we'd love to have you swing by and check out the office and see if it's a good fit for you. And why don't you watch this video about how our office operates first, and then we'll give you a call and see, if we can find a time to bring you in. No, that dentist office is going to be like, ooh, we got a fresh lead, right? Dentists and doctors are the most genius business people in the world. Have you ever turned down a doctor when he closed you on a new prescription to buy? He closed you on a drug you needed? Of course not. It's a posture thing. He says, this is when you're coming for your appointment. This is what we recommend. This is what you're buying, right? And if we can act more like that, we can have better results. So instead of giving people a bunch of options or making it weird, you just say, great, here's 2 times that work for me. When can you connect? All right, so that's step 3. So we're always connecting. We're popping the question, and we're scheduling call to talk to people. And the next step is we actually do the call. So our system that we use, we do 2 phone calls because we don't want to condense the process too much. The more we try to condense it, people feel rushed, they feel pushed, they don't feel comfortable. We want people to feel educated and they understand what we're doing so that they can make an educated decision to join us or not if it's not a good fit. So after we schedule a call, the first call, we call it our rapport call. We build some rapport and we find out how we can best help them. So what we do is we send a short overview video right before that call, and then we hop on that call. We get to know each other a bit, chit chat, and we ask a few questions to find out how we can best help them. So the 2 videos we use are anyone under 35, we send the Start Your Life video. Anybody over 35, we send the Isagenix Difference, which is old but good. Why we send those? You can pick any video you want because here's why we do it. If you understand why, you can pick any video you want. We send that because they're short, so someone's not going to only watch part of it. It's 3 or 4 minutes long. They're going to watch the whole thing before they get on the phone with us. And we send it because it highlights all of our offerings. It highlights the health benefits. It highlights the community, highlights a side hustle opportunity, and highlights a real big business opportunity. That way they can see what they want and decide what they want, because people aren't getting on the phone with us under a certain pretense. They're getting on the phone because they want to be a part of whatever we're doing and they're not quite sure what it is yet. We want them to be able to decide. If you prejudge and say this person's only interested in weight loss, you might miss someone who could be a great business builder for you. All right, so we use a short overview video. It's kind of like a teaser to let them figure out what they want. All right, and then we get on the call. So Zoe can explain to you guys how that initial call goes. It's usually 5 or 10 minutes. We build some trust and we ask a few questions to find out how we can best help someone. And again, that's how we figure out how to add value. So Zoe, do you want to explain how those usually go?
Yeah, I've done a ton of these through Facebook. It's just been really good with Facebook. And usually it's just hopping on and I'm saying, making sure that one, your energy is high. You don't want to be like laying in bed, like doing a rapport call, like make sure your energy's high. And I prefer video if I can do that. Most people are okay with it. I'll say, hey, like I'm going to FaceTime video you through here. Or I usually ask for their phone number. I'll just FaceTime them. And that's usually the best way to do it, just so they can see my face and know that I'm a real human being and not like a creepy robot. But essentially, I always start off with the question, where are you in the world? It usually gets people going on like, you know, what they're surrounded by. You can talk about like the dull weather stuff. And I say, yeah, I really appreciate your time. You know, I happen to send you a video. Did you happen to check it out? And most people do, because what we'll do is I set an alarm right before this call, 1 hour and 10 minutes before. And at an hour before, I say, hey, so-and-so, I'll give you a call in an hour, 10-minute mark. Hey, so-and-so, here's a quick video. Check it out before we get on the phone in 10 minutes. And then I call them. Usually they all watch it. If they haven't watched it, sometimes I'll either reschedule or I'll just say, if I have enough time blocked off, I'll say, hey, check it out really quick. Call me when you're done. And then we'll hop right back on because it's only a 3-minute video. And I ask some questions about them. Like, do they have kids? Where do they live? What do they do? Do they like what they do? And then I ask them, what did you like about the video? And everybody gives me something they like about the video. Most of the time it's about how they loved how the community was. They loved how energetic everybody was. I always get that they liked how genuine it was. Like, a lot of these videos are so well filmed. People can actually feel the authenticity of Isagenix through the videos. And I say, yeah, I actually know a handful of those people in that video. I'm great that you picked up on that, or it's great that you picked up on that. And so I ask them, I say like, well, okay, awesome. So, you know, you're interested in the community. Like, so I'd love to tell you my story and why I got involved with this community. Or they say, you know, I really liked, you know, that couple was able to pay off their credit card debt. And I say, awesome. I actually paid off my student loan debt. Or I know a couple that paid off their credit card debt. Or maybe if it was health, you could say, actually, I love helping people, you know, with their health transformations. And then I eventually try and just pick out what they said, what they liked about the video, to what I can actually help them with. So it was whatever the options that Tyler was talking about earlier, a big business opportunity, a health opportunity, a community opportunity. I figure out, you know, what they're looking for. And I ask them right before we get off, I'll say, okay, awesome. So are you interested in learning more about this? They'll say yes. And I'll say, great. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 to 5 being you would only like information on our health products, and 6 to 10 being that you would like information on our opportunity or community as well, where would you rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? They give you an answer between 1 and 5, that's still a lead. They just told you that they're interested in the products and they'd like more information on them. If they give you an answer of 6 to 10, it tells you that they also are interested in an opportunity or being a part of our team in general. So anything except a 0 is a great answer, because you're now going to say, awesome, I just needed to ask that so I can give you the right information. When I would love to schedule another call and I'll get you that information, and I set up a call, another follow-up call on the phone before I hang up. And the 2 videos, depending on what they asked for, do we get there? Or
We'll get there.
All right, so he'll finish that part. But that's like a rapport call. It's just quick. It's 10 minutes, easy, get to know you. Cindy has a question.
Yeah. Before you go on, let everyone know, have you gotten a third person on at this point? Have you tied in a third person yet? When does that?
Well, this depends, okay? So when someone's brand new, so Gadi, for instance, brand new, just got started this week. He has no idea how this works. He's having Richard or me do these initial calls with him. He's like, hey, I'm working with my mentor right now. You know, he's gonna help explain what I'm working on, and we'll do that initial call with him. But our goal is to get people independent of us for that initial call as fast as possible, because it's not rocket science, all right? So if you don't have someone that can help you with that right now, don't even worry about it, because the initial call is sharing your story, asking them what they like best about the video, and asking them that 1 to 10 question. It's not about being an expert. It's not about details. It's about sharing your enthusiasm and getting them excited because you're excited, and then asking them what information they need next. All right, so it's very, very simple. That's the point of that call, not to go into details. If you find yourself going longer than 10, 15 minutes on initial calls in our system, you're talking way too much. You should be letting that person talk a little bit and then sharing your story and asking that 1 to 10 question. So then after that, we send the appropriate information on details. So if they say they're a 5 or less, we send them a couple product videos. If they say they're 6 or higher, we send them a business video or a webinar that explains the business and get them the information they need. And then we get on another call, and that's where we help people get started. And the whole process, the idea is, I mean, the more information you overwhelm people with, the more they think they need to think about all the information, the more they start thinking. And when you have a prospect that's thinking too much, you're screwed. You can't help someone overthinking get started. So if you're like, all right, watch this video, join this Facebook group, watch this video, talk to this person on a call, talk to this person, come to this event, watch this video, and you still haven't asked that person if they're ready to get started yet, by the point you ask them if they're ready to get started, they're like, oh my gosh, I mean, I don't know which package, I don't know what the products do, there's so much, I don't know anything, right? We try to keep it really tight. Like, all right, here's my story, here's how we can help. Which videos do you want to watch? Okay, here's one video to check out. Let's get on another call. And the last piece that Zoe mentioned that's super important, if you're going to use this system, don't get off the phone without scheduling the next call, because if you do, you might never hear from that person again. Not because they don't like you or they're not interested, because it's not a priority to them. So end with scheduling a call. Then we send the videos, and then the last call, if you're not someone who's helping people get started on your own, we're not going to go into how those usually go, because you bring on an expert to help you close a sale, to help you get someone started. All you have to do for the last step, so step 1 is connect, step 2 is pop the question, step 3 is schedule the call, 4 is the video and rapport call. Then we send the number 5 is we send, the next information, the next step, we send video, that's number 5. And then number 6 is we actually complete this second phone call. All right. And up until this point, like steps 1, 2, and 3, that's really your job. Then you have your upline or your expert, whoever's mentoring you, help you with the rest. So on this last call, all you have to do is bring in your expert, say, here's someone who knows everything about it. They're going to answer your questions, help you get started from here. You hit mute and your job is done. So if you can get to step 6, your job is done. And then you can have somebody else do the hard part for you. And that's how we've been growing the way we have. So I guess the last thing to talk about is how that works, right, Mom? That's what you want us to cover?
Yeah. And the edification piece, because I think that is so important. The way that you guys do such a beautiful job of when you say I'm the expert, you bring me on a call, you edify the new person and you make them feel incredibly special, and you say all the wonderful things that you see in them, their potential, all of that. They, have that edification factor back, and then you edify me, and it's just such a beautiful way to do it. And, it's just everybody gets started and everyone feels great.
Yeah.
And you get to it.
So important, right? So the key to this whole thing, and anything sales related, and this is sales. Yes, we share, we find whatever, but it's anything sales related. Sales is influencing someone to make a decision, and we get to influence people to make really good decisions that change their life. But if we're gonna sell anybody on any concept, whether it's selling your spouse to take you on a date or it's selling someone to buy a value pack, it's all about trust and rapport. People only make decisions based on trust and rapport. I promise you, it's not about the info you send or what's in the ingredients or anything. No matter how much someone cares about those kind of things, it's always about the more trust you have, the less information they need. If you have so much trust with someone, those of you know what this is, those of you that hit consultant in your first day, you had so much trust, all you had to do was call someone and say, hey, I'm doing something new. Give me your credit card. Let's join. And you probably had some people that did it. Some of you have experienced that. That's because your trust was so high, the information you needed was 0. So if you have someone that you kind of know, a little bit less trust, you need a little bit more information, right? So the more trust we can build, the less info we really need. It's all about trust. And if we're going to bring a third-party person in on the call to help them finish the deal, that person, we need to build trust. Because if you're talking to, a prospect that you know from wherever, online, offline, wherever the case may be, they know you a little bit, but they don't know this person. And if they don't trust that person, it doesn't matter how good Cindy Walter is. If you bring her on the call, she's not going to be able to help someone get started if you miss this all-important piece of introducing her and edifying her the right way. And if you guys are going to New Year's kickoff and you want to take notes on how to edify, just watch when they introduce new speakers. When John Raines gets up there with his crazy voice, he's going to be like, all right, guys, I'm really excited to bring up Cindy Walter. She's an incredible leader, and she's just growing an amazing organization out in Ohio. He's going to get really excited, right, and talk. But you start laughing, you smiling, and you're like sitting on the edge of your seat waiting for the next speaker because of John Raines, right? That's what you need to be, and there's nobody better at this than Richard. So, Richard, why don't you give an example of how you introduce and talk about how you introduce and edify when you bring it in?
I'll just as an example for bringing Tyler in, I would be on a call, chit chat with the prospect for a little bit. I'll be like, all right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna have my trainer, upline, mentor, whatever, on the call with me. He can really help us out. Boom, I'm adding Tyler right now. He's in the call. I'm like, oh boy, am I in luck today? Let me tell you, I have my mentor here on the call with me. He's crushing the business. One of the top leaders in the company. So many people look up to him. He helps so many people. I was on the phone with him. I was like, yo, Tyler, can you just get on this call with me, please? He was in between calls the entire day, and finally I was able to get him on the call right now. He's live right now. Can you believe it? Can you believe this? He's live right now. Tyler, here, take over, man.
Boom. And, nobody's not going to trust or listen at that point. It's just, and as goofy as that sounds, and as goofy as John Raines sounds when he does it, it works. And that's why John Raines does it, because he knows it works, right? There's always that goofy guy at an event who's the MC, because that guy gets your attention and gets you trusting and respecting the next speaker. And that's your job for a three-way call, is to be a little extra, be a little bit louder, be a little bit goofier, say some crazy stuff like Richard. And now I have Richard's prospects' complete attention, and now they're going to actually trust and receive what I have to say. And at that point, closing's easy, all right? So that's the sixth step, is just introducing, edifying, and bring in an expert to help do the rest for you. So step 1 is connect. Step 2 is pop the question. Step 3 is schedule the call. 4 is send a video and do the first call. 5 is send some more information. 6 is the closing call. And then the final step 7 is get people plugged in, because really the sale only begins once the account is opened. If you don't do this last part right, if you don't plug people in, you'll have a lot of people that return or never reorder, because you started building this trust and now you enrolled them and it's like, all right, good luck. You never talk to them again. The trust completely erodes and they're like, what the heck did I just do? And they get buyer's remorse. So as soon as we help someone open their account, they're getting added to Facebook groups, they're getting welcome emails, they're getting a text with their login information. Before we even get off the call, after we've opened their account, we're scheduling their first coaching call. So if it's a product user, we got a call scheduled to go through their box. If it's a business builder, we got a call scheduled to teach them how to do this exact system before we even get off the phone, because we need to show them that we're not just signing you up to make a quick buck. We're signing you up to help you change your life, and we're going to be here to help you throughout. So the last thing I want to end with is every prospect asks 3 questions. Every prospect has 3 questions. If you can answer all 3 of these questions with a resounding yes, getting people started is a no-brainer, all right? So question number 1 is this legit? They're always asking themselves, is this legit? Is this actually a legit business? Are these products for real, or is this like some magic pill? What's going on? The second question they ask is, can I do this? Do I have what it takes to succeed in this? Do I have the willpower to follow the product system? Do I have the skills to build the business? Step 3, the question they're asking themselves always is, are you going to help me, right? So with our videos, with our information we send them, we check the first box easily. They'll see it's legit. It's a 17-year-old company, $7 billion in sales, that all the transformations, the products work. It's legit. Nobody can say no to that, right? Can I do this? That's our job with the calls, to build trust and build belief in them, to show them, hey, we're just everyday people too. We're out here doing this, having success. You can too. The last piece, are you going to help me? That's why you must plug them in. If you don't plug them in, they don't have that question quite answered. They'll get 2 days into it and they'll be like, what the heck did I just do? I'm out here alone trying to figure out something new I have no idea about. So step 7 is so important. Get them plugged in. Then you check that last box. It's legit. They can do this. You're here to help them. And boom. Then we take off and we duplicate the system all over again and grow, 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 grow. So hopefully that helped.
Yeah, that was awesome. You exceeded my expectation when I asked you guys to share. So thank you. And one last question. Because we do have some new people that when they heard us talking about Team Z, they may be like, what's Team Z? So guys, when you are in ISA for Wealth, I record every single team call. If you go to the search bar and just type in Team Z, my calls will come up. I actually interview the founder of the company, but it's a great tracking CRM to track all that we do. And so how does Team Z play a role in all of this for you guys in tracking it?
Well, for beginners, we have a couple of beginners on the call, like Jordan, and Caden's still relatively new, and Gadi. We have a couple people on our team, Kai. They don't even use Team Z yet, because Team Z is not the magic pill. Like, Team Z is just a nice tracking tool for people that are really doing this business hard. You don't need anything to do what we just taught you to do. All you need is a notebook to write down who you're connecting with, and you need a phone to start these conversations and connect someone, all right? So Team Z doesn't need to be a part of this, but for those of people that are doing this full time, that are connecting with a lot of people. Did I freeze? You still hear me?
You're good.
Okay. For those of you that are connecting with a lot of people, if you're doing it full time, or even if you're doing it part time, you're really hungry, you're building it fast, Teams is just a great tool to help you keep track of this, because the step 1 of all of it was what? Connect always. Always got to be connecting. And if we forget that piece, none of the rest of it works. It becomes transactional. There is no trust. People don't believe in what you're saying because you're just focused on making money instead of building relationships. So Teamsy is a great tool to help remind you that you're always connecting. So everybody in this room uses it, but we still have a lot of people who don't, because you don't need it when you're just getting started. Once you have a big base of people that you're connecting with and trying to build relationships with, Teamsy's, what is it, like $20 a month or something like that. And it helps you get organized. So it says, all right, today we're connecting and building relationships with these people. And, if that feels robotic to you or weird, like, oh, wow, I'm just like connecting with people because Teamsy's telling me to, you got to work on your mindset, because we have to be successful at this, we got to build a lot of relationships and help a lot of people. And you cannot do that if you're not organized. You're never going to remember everybody you have to connect with. The best networkers in the world, whether they do this business or not, I mean, those people in your life who they send you a card for every birthday, every Christmas, they send you a card. They call you on your anniversary, whatever the case may be. They don't just remember that, right? And you're probably not, hate to burst your bubble, you're probably not the only person they do that to. They probably have a list of people with their birthdays, and they send everyone a card, and they're super organized. They have a spreadsheet that says, all right, it's Pam's birthday, I'm sending her a birthday card. It's Andrew's birthday, I'm sending her a birthday card. And even though on their end it's kind of robotic and organized, on your end, you're like, wow, that's amazing. That just touched my life, So that's what Teamsy can do. Whether you use Teamsy or not, have a system so that you're keeping track of who you're talking with, and you're not just, again, being transactional, connecting and inviting and forgetting about them if they say no. The example I gave at the beginning with that guy, Dave, Richard connected with him. He invited him. He said no, but Richard didn't just toss him to the curb. He still built a relationship with him because Richard cares about people. And sure enough, 2 months later, he needed Richard's help. All right. And maybe he wouldn't have ever needed Richard's help, but either way, Richard would have had a new friend. And Richard sings happy birthday with a video to every one of his Facebook friends. Every morning, this guy's out here singing it. And on our end, it seems robotic, right? We hear him sing happy birthday to 6 different people every morning. But on their end, it's a big deal. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question about Teamsy.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I know Susan Wheeler always does voice recordings for birthdays. And so someone on our call the other night was telling her how impactful that was. It was almost a teary moment for us. People love that. So awesome call, guys. I hope you got a few nuggets tonight. I think there was lots of great ideas shared. Hopefully you found great value in the call. Can't wait to see you all. There were lots of comments in the chat, you guys. Hopefully you saw them. I'll get them to you if you didn't see them. But people definitely want more information. Like if you guys had that typed up, your 7 steps, they'd love to see it, or the report call or any of that stuff. So we can post that after the fact, you guys. But we'll see you in Phoenix. For those of you not able to attend, make sure you do the live stream. I posted about it. They're going to be doing a Isagenix Live on Friday, so be sure to tune into that. And we'll see you all back here next Monday night. Thank you guys so much for sharing, all of you, every one of you. Love you guys. Bye.